Hey folks, welcome to this edition of the Microsoft Cloud News Update. This is where I read the blogs so you don't have to. I'm Carl Kishel. There's a lot to go over this week, so let's jump right into it. Our first update concerns TikTok, and definitely would be remiss if I didn't mention this at least. So a lot of press about what Microsoft is intending to do with TikTok and the purchase and discussions between the Microsoft CEO, Satya Nadella, and the president. So this blog post gets into some of the good details in terms of what that may or may not look like ultimately. Lots of different opinions about this. I think this could be a really good move for those who are TikTok fans. Just the whole premise of being able to wrap that platform in additional controls for security, privacy, etc., would be a great thing. Our second update is in regards to Azure Cost Management and some billing updates. This particular blog post gets into some really good details on how to address costs on the Azure platform, providing some really great insights in terms of how you can better manage your costs using the Azure portal and the cost management platform. Third update this week concerns Azure SQL and 8 ways to optimize costs. And to be completely honest with you, a lot of this is fairly straightforward. The reason I found this valuable, it does document some really common use cases and scenarios on how one can save money in leveraging cloud, and in particular Azure SQL, to save on costs from leveraging the hybrid licensing updates and the ability to bring your own licensing, to free security updates, and just a fully managed database service in the cloud and the conduciveness of that to reducing your overall costs. So definitely worth the read to refresh your memory on some of these points. And a lot of this is applicable to not only SQL Server, but other Microsoft technologies as well. This blog gets into a really good description on what Azure Landing Zone is and how to leverage it. So think of a landing zone as a pre-configured environment that's ready to go to help you get up to speed as quickly as possible. And the landing zone analogy here gets into some descriptions of that and some use cases. There's also a great link here that gets you, there's also additional information on landing zones and common design areas. So again, the whole idea here is to get you quickly up and running with the Azure platform using some common infrastructure and architecture guidelines. This fifth update is regarding Windows Virtual Desktop and the new portal experience going GA last week. So the blog post gets into details on what's new with the new portal experience, including some really exciting details on the AV redirect capabilities for Microsoft Teams and WVD. So great to see the new portal experience for WVD now gone general available. Our sixth update this week is concerning some billing changes to Azure Bandwidth, and it's really good news. Our sixth update is concerning billing changes to Azure Bandwidth, and it's all good news. So most folks will either see a net neutral impact on their billing or a reduction in Azure billing regarding bandwidth utilization. And it's all around the ability now to leverage inter-region data transfers. Our seventh update takes us to another update regarding Microsoft Teams. And this announcement is pretty exciting once again, in that we're scaling Teams to now accommodate up to 20,000 participants. The interactive meeting capabilities are focused now on the first 1,000 participants. The remaining participants will be in a view-only state or mode. So that's pretty exciting in terms of those increases. Additionally to that, this blog post will also cover some of the enhancements around administrative control and the ability to do a custom branding of your lobby experience within Microsoft Teams. Our eighth update is concerning Skype for Business and the announcement or re-announcement that it will retire within 12 months. So if you still are running Skype for Business online today, please know that this will be deprecated July 31st, 2021. And now's your time to get onto the Microsoft Teams platform. This blog post gets into the details in terms of what to do to plan for Microsoft Teams deployment and migration from Skype for Business to Microsoft Teams. Our ninth and second last update this week is regarding some training opportunities for Microsoft Teams. And this particular training I thought was pretty interesting. It's really around how to leverage Microsoft Teams and focused on best practices for working from home in this new remote world that we're all living in. There's some good guidance here in terms of workflow and some non-technical things to think of to have the most productive meeting. And last but not least, our final update for this week is the announcement of a public preview for Microsoft Endpoint Data Loss Prevention. And this is extending the DLP capabilities of the Microsoft platform down to the specific endpoint. So definitely check this out if you're interested in the public preview to learn more about this function. Thank you for attending this week's edition of the Microsoft Cloud News Update. Please like, subscribe, or share this channel with other folks who you think might be interested in learning more about Microsoft Cloud news and our updates on a weekly basis. Take care, and we'll see you next time.